Right behind me, I have a freshly prepped vehicle ready to be ceramic coated. And in today's video, I'm very excited because we're gonna be checking out, for my first time ever, the Yum ceramic coatings. Now this is actually Paint Serum 4. They have Paint Serum 2, 4, and 6. And basically those are the year ratings, right? So this one is a 4-year coating. Very excited to try this out because I have no affiliation with Yumcar. Now I do sell them in my retail location, but that's the extent of it. However, for full transparency, I do know the owner, Nick, and his lovely fiance, and they're amazing people, and I like them a lot. But outside of that, guys, I'm gonna be 100% honest on this coating. To start off, we're gonna talk about a couple of things, exactly what comes in the kit. So let's go ahead and pop this open. That's one of the things that I like about this coating so much is, and again, this really makes zero effect on the product itself, but the packaging is really just next level. So you have your little guarantee up here. We'll go ahead and pop that open. You open it up and look at that. It's just absolutely beautiful. So we'll go ahead and pull out the bottle, and it does come in a 50 ml bottle. So you can get a lot done with this. Another thing to note is, as you can see, there's this whole structure around it, and they were telling me this at the SEMA show when I was there with them, that they actually molded it into some finger grips, so it's very, very comfortable to hold in your hand. Another thing I like about it is it makes the base a little bit wider, so just less chance of knocking it over. So right off the bat, guys, like I said, you get the coating itself, 50 mils. You get the little dripper, so they actually don't ship this already installed. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit different. And I think they measured these out to be exactly how they wanted, so you get the proper application. You also get this guy here, little application guide and all that kind of good stuff. And then you get an applicator pad also. This is nice, you can slip your fingers into it. Nice little pad there to use. So we're gonna take the little dripper attachment out. Okay, so there it is. We're gonna go ahead and open up the bottle. And we're gonna go ahead and press this down into there. Let's see here. Oh, I'm an idiot. We gotta remove this little black piece first. There we go. That's really nice. It actually keeps everything super sealed up. So I like that actually. Then we're gonna go ahead and take the dripper, push it down in there. There you go. Bingo bango. And then we'll go ahead and close this back up until we're ready to go. So one of the things about these coatings, they're called Paint Serums. And basically, Nick states that it gives partial penetration into the clear coat. So you're actually developing a new surface layer. So I'm excited to try this out. One of the things, I did watch a video of the install of this exact product on the House of Rags website that Nick walked through the whole process by himself on camera. So you guys can also check that out. I actually highly recommend checking that out before doing this. But I wanted to use it in this application because this is a nice dark colored car. The vehicle he worked on was a white car, and I think we'll be able to see the haziness and all that kind of stuff for the indicator to wipe off better on this vehicle. Now, typical coatings, you usually get either a sweating effect or a rainbowing effect to know when to wipe off, right? With this one, he states depending on the conditions, it can do either or. So just keep an eye on that, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and start the application, and then I'll show you the main indicator on when to wipe this up. Okay guys, so for the installation process, you need a couple of things. Obviously you need the coating itself, your applicator pad. I'm gonna use this one that comes in the package. And then we also need some towels to buff it off and level it out, right? So the first set I have here, this is a Mr. Everything towel from Autofiber. This is actually the same towel that they use for their quadrant, which is their coating towel, just where it's printed on each side. So I'm using that. And then for my final wipe, I'm going to be using the Freebird 500. I think it's yes, Freebird 500 GSM from the House of Rags. So I like to start off with the lower pile like that to kind of do my initial wipe and then come in with a nice longer pile to get everything squared away. So we're gonna go ahead and take the cap off of the coating. Now, one of the other things that Nick states is to apply a pretty heavy primer layer to this, right? So we're gonna use more product now for this initial pass than we will for the passes after, right? This is just to prime the pad. So we're gonna go ahead and pour on a decent amount of product. Okay, so now we're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put the coating down, and I'm gonna go ahead and start on this quarter of the hood. So basically what he shows in his video, he doesn't mind if you, oh, it goes on nice. It feels like a thicker coating too. Like it feels like there's actually a lot of substance to it. So I'm just going back and forth, making sure to kind of cross over my last pass so that I'm getting nice consistent coverage. I'm gonna come back as well. And he states after about 15 seconds, you're gonna start feeling slickness under the hand. This is going a really, really long way, so I'm actually gonna continue on and go up here as well. So, okay, so I'm seeing a little bit of sweating. Oh yeah, okay, so here, guys, I'm gonna have the camera come in a little bit closer here. So hopefully you guys can see this, but all the sweating, yeah, there you go, total wet surface, right? I actually may have even applied a little bit too much, to be perfectly honest, so I'm gonna keep rubbing it in a little bit. So in my conditions right now, I'm in Southern California. It is raining outside, however, the humidity indoors is not very bad at all. So I would say relatively low humidity, and we're probably 60 degrees right now, so not too cold. Obviously, with any coating, the longer, or the different temperatures will affect how long the cure time will be. So just keep that in mind. If you're in a hot temperature, tons of humidity, you may need to buff this off a little bit faster. But for me, this is giving me an absolute silly amount of work time, just moving this around. And again, a silly amount of carrier, like it's spreading so far, which is really, really nice. So we got that half of the hood done. Okay, so we'll go ahead and come in here and look. So let me see behind the camera as well. So through here, you can still see it laying down a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of rainbow. I'm more on the sweat side. But as you can see, it's starting to haze over versus up here. There's still a lot of sweat. That's why I'm going back and forth, so more product went up there. But we'll come back here, and one of the things that he states is that it should haze over and you should be able to wipe it up and have it come up like a wax. Now, as you can see, that's still left, well, hopefully you can see, but that's still leaving quite a bit, like I smeared versus actually picking anything up. So we're gonna let this sit a little bit longer. Once I'm able to have a haze and just wipe and have it come off like if you were doing a traditional wax, where it just wipes off clean, that's when we know we can go ahead and start leveling and doing our final wipe off. All right, guys, I'm gonna have you come back in, and we're gonna come into this zone here, okay? We'll wipe, and it's flashing out pretty good now. So again, this is my first time using this, so I don't wanna let it go too long and have it tack up too much. But again, we're gonna take the Auto Fiber, what is this, Mr. Everything. So the wipe up feels really, really good. And again, in the video that Nick did, he states to just do an initial wipe, right? You're gonna leave a little bit of haziness back, still left behind. And that is by design. So we're gonna go and do that. It's starting to feel super slick now, wiping up very, very nicely. Whoops. Yeah, it feels really good so far. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and go to the Freebird 500 and do our final wipe out. And it's feeling nice and slick here, guys, for sure. Yeah, now, one of the things to note is as I'm wiping this, doing my final wipes now, it's starting to feel even more slick than it did under initial contact. Again, referring back to that video that Nick made with the application of this product, he said after the more time it sits, the slicker it gets. He said if you do it in the afternoon, come back the next day, and the surface will feel insane. He calls it like ice on the vehicle. So I'm already feeling that right now. I'm starting to feel it very, very slick. So I'm excited to see after we coat this entire thing and come back tomorrow how it feels then. Because right now I'm very happy with it. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and work around the rest of the vehicle and get this all applied. I'm not gonna film that whole process, maybe do a time lapse or something. But before I do that, I wanted to talk to you about what kind of preparation is needed when you're doing a ceramic coating. It's the same for any ceramic coating, right? You want the paint to be properly clean so that we have the best adhesion of the ceramic into the paint, right? So depending on what you want to do, I always recommend correcting the paint first. Sometimes you don't have to go crazy, and one step can be enough, but then properly prep the paint. So this vehicle got a full decon wash, meaning iron remover, clay treatment, all that kind of good stuff, polished it out. I still did a panel prep after that. And basically what you want is to be able to have, you know, when you touch the paint, it's not slick anymore. It kind of grabs and it makes that kind of squeaking noise, right? That's how you know it's ready to go. No more oils on the paint, everything's ready, and it can get adhere properly to it. So I'm gonna go ahead now, go around the vehicle. And I will touch back here with you guys shortly after the install, let you know of any weird things that I found, any positives, negatives. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we are just about done coating this vehicle. I have to say the Paint Serum 4, again, serum because he kind of refers it to like a serum that you would put on your face where it absorbs into the surface, creating a kind of a new surface. Again, partial penetration into the clear coat, incredible. Now let's go ahead and talk about the application process for me personally. Now, little instruction manual here that comes within the box. And also, guys, on the back here, it actually states, we truly appreciate having your support and trust. Without it, this project wouldn't be possible. Thank you, Nick and Kelly. How can you not like these people? Really, really great people. So with that said, it does talk about all your prep work, and then it goes into the application. And again, they state prime the applicator, so a little bit heavier than you would normally. So they say 3 lines of paint serum to start, then 1 panel at a time, or sorry, a few drops per panel after that. My goodness. Now for dwell time, it actually states wait 1 to 5 minutes. Now this is a gigantic overview guideline here, guys. Dependent on your area, make sure to do a little test spot and see what the cure time is going to be best for you. So I actually reached out to Nick via Instagram, and I told him, hey, I'm getting kind of the best results as far as like wipe up and all that kind of stuff and the slickness after about 30 seconds actually per panel. And he said, if that's what's working for you, perfect. He goes, for my climate where I'm at, he was talking about the 60 seconds range or even less. So depending on what your situation is, just again, that little wipe with the towel, I think is the best indicator for me. That's what I was seeing the best of, because if I did it with my finger, it would smear a little bit. I would do it with the towel, you could see what was gonna get picked up, and then I knew I was good to go. So for me, about 30 seconds, and the result, once we figured that out, super, super easy to apply. Again, as you're wiping it, it gets slicker and slicker. The surface now, again, I'm not gonna touch it. I will come back tomorrow and talk to you guys about it, but the surface now is feeling insane. Our final wipe downs that we've done on this thing have been incredibly slick. With that said, I'm gonna let this thing sit overnight, let it cure up. I'm excited to come back tomorrow, feel the slickness then, because it's supposed to increase even more. And that's the great part about this coating. I'm not gonna rush this thing to get back to the customer. I know a lot of coatings in the industry are like, hey, you can coat it and within a couple hours you can take it and get it to your customer. I, again, spoke with Nick about this, and his whole process on this, his thought process was, you're spending all the time prepping this thing, polishing it out, trying to get the best result possible, and coating the car. Why rush getting it back to them? Let it sit overnight. Let it have its proper cure time to get the absolute best result. And I'm with that, guys. Usually I'll bring a customer car in, get it all prepped, polish it, hopefully start coating it by the end of the day, let it sit till the next day. If I do it that way, I usually return it at the end of the next day. If I can't polish it that same day, I'll hold it overnight, polish, and then ceramic coat. Back really quickly to the little instruction guide. Aftercare says for 2 hours, it's safe to touch, but go easy. Don't get in there and get aggressive with it, right? 12 to 24 hours, safe for water contact, dependent on humidity levels. And that's the main thing, right? So it's one of the things you want to be sure of. Keep the car as long as you can. Then when the customer takes it, like again, I'm in Southern California, so we got marine layer and all that. There's a lot of moisture in the air during that. You don't want to have it affect anything, so just keep it, 12 to 24 hours. And then after 7 days, it's safe for your soaps, shampoos, and chemicals. It's all cured up and good to go. So with that said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll look at the final result. All right, so it's the next day. It is about 1 p.m. actually. Today's actually New Year's Day as I'm filming this. So I didn't get here early, just kind of taking it easy with the day. But we're gonna go ahead and go in and check out the vehicle, see how it's looking, see how it feels, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm excited to see. Again, it's always fun playing with the new coating. Again, this client is a customer that I take care of on a weekly basis anyway, so I'll be able to kind of follow up and check up on it really, really consistently. Hey Google, turn the detail lights on. There we go. Okay, so with that said, in addition to that, this car, the way this thing is taken care of, she drives it daily, but it is stored in a garage overnight. So that's our use case for this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys around and show you the car. So guys, as you can see out in the sunlight, I mean, again, not exactly sunlight, but out in natural light, even though it's incredibly diffused, it looks incredible, super, super glossy, like silly glossy actually. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm very happy with that. Very happy with how this coating looks for sure. And again, the install was super, super easy. But yeah, I mean, look at the clarity, guys. I mean, look at the U-Haul truck. Insane. All right, so now let's go ahead and test the water. So again, we have the new Quiverflex hose. This is in the teal variant with the 5/16 diameter, so slightly larger diameter. I'm gonna go ahead and fire on the pressure washer. There we go. I just replaced my filters as well, so I might have to let the water purge a little bit. All right, we're good. Let's go ahead and check water behavior. Here we go. Yep. Look at that, guys, insanely tight beads. I didn't overflood this thing, but it's just running right off. Look at it, even from the top where it, I mean, look at that. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and pop the nozzle off. Whoops. Here we go. Just pull the trigger back. Boom. And we can test this. Look at the clumping. Look at that. Look how big those clumps are of it just falling off. Okay, looks great. Let's go ahead and put this back on. We're gonna go down the side panels now really quickly and take a look at that. And guys, that's the one thing I love about the push connect lock. You see I could do that with one hand, but here we go. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, guys. We're gonna go sideways from a distance, just to lightly mist it. Look at that, it doesn't want to stick on, guys. We're barely misting this thing. Look, we're way back here, just barely misting. Get a little bit on there, and off it comes. Incredible. And just real quick to show you the blow off. Yep, super easy. The water does not want to stick to the surface. All right, guys, so what are my final initial thoughts of the Yum Paint Serum 4, the 4-year ceramic coating? Number one, extremely easy to apply. Again, just don't overthink it. My flash time wasn't very long. Applied it, pretty quickly removed it, absolutely perfect. Cure time and all that was normal. Again, I left it for 12 hours, 24 hours, and then another 24 hours before I got it wet. And you guys saw the water behavior. My thoughts on the water behavior, fantastic. The water does not want to stick to the surface at all. Again, longevity is going to be the question here on how well that performs over time, and I will be able to monitor that because this is a customer that I take care of all the time. So, Yum Paint Serum 4. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is that Nick from Yum actually says that the coating stays flexible. The importance of that is if a coating doesn't stay flexible, just like with anything with hot and cold, there's expansion and contraction, and you don't want that to cause the coating to fail. So the fact that it stays flexible, it'll move with that. That's great. So the initial applicator, I can definitely feel it definitely stiffened up the fibers. Still completely pliable, no issue there. I have used coatings, especially in the past, a long time ago, where this would be completely stiff, right? This isn't the case. So I actually applied a little bit, just one little drip down on an auto fiber applicator pad as well. This is the Saver applicator. It's a little piece of plastic behind here so it doesn't penetrate all the way through. I put it on the red side. I don't know if you guys can see this. You can see right there, the fibers are kind of flattened out now, but still totally flexible, no issue at all. Versus this side that didn't get it, you can see the fibers are all still good to go. So it's definitely there, but it's not stiff. It's not stiff at all. So I'm very, very excited for this thing. I'm excited to kind of play with it over the next few months, maintaining this vehicle, and I will keep you guys updated. Now, one last thing that I want to make note of is the ratings of these, and the cool part about this is that he actually tested these for the amount of time. He's had a panel wipe in his line, in the Yum car lineup for a long time with no ceramic coatings. And it was kind of one of those questions like, why do you have a panel prep if you don't have a ceramic coating, right? Other than being able to have that for other people when they're, you know, if you get that panel prep and you like it, then you can use it with a different coating. However, the real reason behind it is he always knew this was coming. He's been testing this for like 7 years or something like that. Something crazy like that. So the 6-year coating that he has rated, he rated it at 6 years because he's had it on real world vehicles out in the elements, actually in I don't know, probably worldwide, but definitely in England where he is, which the weather can be pretty harsh at times. And that's what he's seen out of it. So very, very cool. It's not just a grab out of a hat on time. He's tested these for the allotted time that he lists on the bottle. So very, very cool. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Please make sure to like the video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.